We have breaking news out of Ottawa. The Supreme Court has ruled the federal government violated treaty obligations with two Indigenous communities. CTV's Jeremy Huron is going through the documents and joins us now. Jeremy, thanks for joining us. And what does this ruling mean?
Yeah, good morning, Roger. An important ruling from the Supreme Court of Canada today on this issue that's date backs over a century. And it's an important ruling, and I'll kind of read to you here. I have the ruling in front of me. The important points of the ruling, which is that the Crown dishonorably breached the Robinson Treaties by failing to diligently fulfill the augmentation clause. That is one of the key rulings that the Supreme Court issued today. And what that means is that the Crown will now be obliged to negotiate and reach a settlement with the two different groups here. There are two groups in this Robinson Treaties. There's the Robinson-Huron Treaty and the Robinson-Superior Treaty. And this, the plaintiffs are the Anishinaabe people of Lake Superior and of Lake Huron. And so the Crown has already agreed to an out-of-court settlement worth $10 billion with the Huron group, but has not reached a settlement with the Superior group. And so this court ruling today means that the Crown must now enter into negotiations in a timely manner and come up with an amount for past amounts due to the Superior group. And then moving forward, the Crown has to negotiate with both groups here and determine what is an appropriate augmentation of the annual amount that is paid to each of these groups. So they'll be forced to not only pay for the money that they should have been paying over the last 150 years nearly, but they'll have to renegotiate a new amount moving forward, Roger.
And any idea how long that might take or what it might end up being for the second group? I mean, $10 billion for the first group. And is that close to being paid out? Sorry, I've got a few questions for you there, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. So the 10 billion that agreement was reached with the Huron group last year. There's been some delays in that money getting out, but the process has started there. It's expected that the deal with the Superior group would be similar. And just for a little bit of context, because this is a bit of a complicated story, it dates back to a treaty signed in 1850 over land in Northern Ontario that was ceded to the Crown from the Anishinaabe people of Lake Superior and Lake Huron. But there was a clause in that treaty that the Crown was to pay the Anishinaabe people of the region an annual amount based on the amount of money that they were making off the land. And there was also a clause that amount that was paid annually should increase as the Crown made more money. The problem is that since 1875, that amount has not increased. It's been capped at $4 per person annually and has seen no change. And so that's what the court was ruling on, is whether or not the Crown should have increased that amount. And clearly we've seen now that they have. And so we'll see a negotiation with the Anishinaabe people of Lake Superior and the Crown for a settlement to account for all of those payments that should have been higher than they were since 1875. But then also the Crown is being ordered by the court to renegotiate with both groups a new amount and an increase that is acceptable for both parties. The only thing here is there's no money tied to this court order. So the court is not saying that the Crown must pay X amount for each person moving forward. That will be up to the two groups to negotiate outside of the court. But this is a significant ruling, and it means that the court has to follow through on these promises.
Okay. CTV's Jeremy Huron, thank you for that update.
Absolutely, Roger.